You know, most people think retirement is about hitting a number, a financial number, a certain age, a perfect plan. But in my experience, retirement usually starts somewhere else. It starts with a quiet realisation. So today, I want to share with you 5 signs you might be ready to retire sooner than you think. And it's not so much a checklist, but more like a mirror test. And after the 5, I'll also share with you a bonus sign that sums it all up. So be sure to keep watching for that one. If you're new here or you're a returning viewer, my name's Paul and thanks for stopping by. This one surprises a lot of people because you're not burnt out, you're not angry, and you're probably still very capable at what you do. But the pull or the spark has gone. The meetings feel repetitive. The problems, especially other people's, don't energise you anymore. And deep down, you're just going through the motions and you're no longer excited about work's vision for the future. For me, a disdain for the politics was the initial trigger, then it was the commute, and the entire life structure or controlling framework that work was. Like for me, you don't have to hate work, and it's nothing personal towards the organisation. You're just, well, you're done with it. So if you've experienced some of these initial triggers, you may already be well down this path. This isn't about being perfectly debt-free because, well, most people aren't. But what matters is this. Debt no longer controls your decisions. In other words, it's not controlling you. The big debts are managed, your fixed costs are reasonable, and you're not constantly chasing income just to stay afloat. There's a sense of breathing room, a feeling that you're on top of it. And when debt stops being the boss, retirement suddenly feels possible. This one's important, and in keeping with the previous point, I recommend seeking the appropriate professional advice. But having a plan in place, which is in conjunction with your retirement fund, superannuation, 401k, pension, or whatever it's called in your country, means you know roughly what you'll spend, where the income will come from and for how long it'll last. Without a doubt, the most common question I hear in the retirement space is, how much do I need to retire? And most people tend to compare themselves to others whose situation is different to theirs, which makes the question pointless because the only number that matters is your number. And look, the plan doesn't have to be perfect. And of course, it can be changed to suit the circumstances of the day. But having a plan in place removes the guesswork. It provides clarity and a basis to make decisions from. If you've got the luxury of having health on your side, firstly, good luck to you. But the reality is we don't know how long this will last for. This weighed heavily on my decision as, like most people in their 50s and 60s, I've got a few things that I manage through medication. And whilst I enjoy pretty good health and live a relatively normal life, I'm very cognizant that things can and may well change for me down the track. I'll tell you something in the lead up to me making the decision to retire. I was chatting to a chap who'd already retired. He was 67 at the time. And in that chat, he told me that he'd retired at 65, and he mentioned he wished he'd done it sooner. He was in good health at the time. But a few months later, he received a diagnosis from his doctor that nobody wants to hear. I don't need to elaborate, but I think you get the picture. I also see that your 60s are your last decade of good active living. So it comes down to the old trade-off of foregoing one of those good living years for one more year of work. This one matters, and it matters a lot. There's this idea that before you retire, you need to know exactly what you're retiring to, your purpose, your passion, your big plan. It was something I certainly hung on to, and whilst it still has its place and I firmly believe in it, I've also come to realise, listening to fellow retirees, that's not how it usually works. Because for many people, purpose doesn't arrive before retirement. It arrives after work stops, after the noise dies down, after the calendar clears, when there's space to notice what actually pulls you in. You don't necessarily need to retire to a purpose. You can retire to find that out. Curiosity is enough, and in retirement you've got the space to explore and or let it find you. Now, if you're watching this, it's probably not by virtue of curiosity. So is there something here that already feels familiar? Just saying. And look, that doesn't mean you have to retire tomorrow, but it may just mean you might be closer than you think. So with all of that said, most people don't retire because everything is perfect. They retire because at some point they give themselves permission. And maybe the question isn't, am I ready? Rather, it's, what am I still waiting for? Thanks for watching and bye for now.